Morning Blitz begins now.
Sure does. 6:05. I'm Lewis. Kelly Quinn's over there.
Hi.
You wearing a WKRP in Cincinnati shirt?
That I am.
Makes me smile. Warms my cold black heart.
Does it?
It does.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
And then Thick Rick over there. You wearing a Columbus Crew shirt?
I am. They're back playing MLS action tonight.
Pretty good soccer team right there.
Are you wearing a Hurley shirt?
I am. I am.
And a Jeep hat?
I am.
Look at that.
I am.
What is that?
What?
Hurley.
Yeah, Hurley. The brand.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is.
No, Hurley?
I thought maybe it was a dude from Lost.
No. It's a motorcycle, but they weren't legally allowed to call it a Harley.
No, Hurley's like I guess you would say it's like a board shorts, swimwear, beach apparel, skateboarder brand.
Okay.
I'm a huge skateboarder. I like to work on my longboarding every day when we get out of here.
Very nice.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. You go over to
Tony
Scioto,
Hawk a lot back in the day. I did. Yeah. I could have been in the X Games, but, radio.
Dummy.
I know. Right?
I love everybody's I could have been stories. I could have been a contender. Could have been famous.
I realized there were millions of dollars in skateboarding endorsements waiting for me, but I said no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I want to talk on the radio. Make myself feel more important. So that's the path I went.
We all know that Thick Rick could have been a breakdancer in the Olympics.
For sure.
Absolutely, we know that.
Sure.
Gosh.
He could have done it today.
I wanted to see him and Rega in tandem. That would have been awesome.
Don't insult Thick Rick like that.
But she was great. I'm the only one, but I loved her.
She wasn't great, Lewis, but I loved her too. She was not. She was the opposite of great. Let's admit.
In her mind, she saw that going really well.
I have seen worse.
You have? Well, for me, because you've tried to teach me some things. Yeah.
So we find out today.
Oh, the Lincoln Park countdown.
Oh gosh.
If it's Derek,
it's not. It's definitely not.
Thank God.
Yeah. No. He came out and made a statement because what happened was Derek Whibley and Lincoln Park both teased announcements for today. They had nothing to do with each other, and everybody just went, oh, they put those together and went, okay, so they're announcing that they're hooking up. But he has now moved his announcement to the end of the week so that there's no confusion.
Okay, good. If Derek's announcement, I like Fat Lip as much as the next guy, but if Derek's announcement is that Sum 41 is calling it a career, I'm not going to be upset.
But they just dropped some new music.
They did, and I know they were at Sonic.
Have I mentioned lately how I hate a countdown clock before an announcement?
Yeah, well, you got a little hot about it yesterday.
Okay,
I heard
just
that
want to make
somewhere.
sure. I didn't know if that was a fever dream.
Well, the Lincoln Park hot countdown ends today.
Ugh. Get over it. Go over yourselves. Just tell us what's going on. When is it? 8 hours? Is that what that is? 8 hours, 6 minutes, 6 seconds? What I'm looking at.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says.
What's supposed to happen at 8 a.m.?
Oh. No?
No, I'm sorry.
It's
2 p.m. 2 p.m.
8 hours, 5 minutes, 51 seconds now.
I was wondering why you were doing I saw on every day we have this sheet where we know what we're going to talk about. And Thick Rick in all caps, check in on the Lincoln Park.
At 8 o'clock. Because
at 8 o'clock.
Me and my, every now and then I'll catch a case of dyslexia and it says 11 o'clock Pacific time. And I went, so that's 8 o'clock our time. No.
Spoiler warning.
It's not.
At 8 o'clock, we're going to let you know you still got 6 hours to go.
6 hours left.
All right. Well, so it's at
take.
2 o'clock our time this afternoon. So.
Hey, Cody, can you check in with the Lincoln Park clock at 2 o'clock this afternoon?
Have to let her know. I assume she's in for Kirsch again today.
Well,
All right, so
in your head, you saw that going very differently.
That doesn't much matter to us. I guess we'll talk.
We've opened up our whole 8 o'clock hour now.
We'll have to.
Anybody got anything they want us to talk about? We're wide open now.
We'll have to talk about whatever it is tomorrow morning. Damn.
Damn. I feel bad for you. Your heart was in the right place.
I thought I was the person who was bad at math in the room. You're just bad at time zones.
That sucks because that's my best subject. So.
I thought he had something different because I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe he knows something I don't.
No.
Okay, good.
I don't know ish, evidently.
That's okay. It's all right. You going fishing today?
No.
Okay.
No.
Too hot?
Yes. Among other things.
All right. Well, you tried. Morning Blitz trivia. You're good at
All right,
this.
let's see if I can get this one right. So you guys, somebody can win $25 to Water Beds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores. 35 years ago today, this huge 80s rock album came out. 35 years ago today. Tell us at 99-700 what the album was. Be first, get the gift card.
It's the Morning Blitz, 622. Thick, Kelly, Lewis, and a stumper on our hands this morning for Morning Blitz trivia.
Can I just read a text real quick?
Why are you asking my permission? You see the text, read it.
Well, Trash Man Dave texted in and said, Thick, please start a countdown as to when you plan on going fishing again. It'll piss Kelly off, but at least Lewis will know your plan.
Facts.
Why do you hate me, Dave? What have I ever done to you?
Yeah, let's build the clock.
All right, I cannot believe nobody has gotten this answer. The question is, what huge 80s rock album came out 35 years ago today? And I wanted the album name. Rodney texted Def Leppard. Lori texted Beach Boys.
Okay, 2024 minus 30 equals 1994. Did you say that?
No, it's 35 years ago.
35 years ago.
1989.
1989.
Appetite for Destruction was 87.
Yeah. Somebody, Catherine texted that in.
Back in Black was a lot longer ago than that.
That was 79. That was 45 years ago.
Live was probably close to around 93, 94.
Waiting to see if somebody might just think of it and text it in now at 99-700 before I actually say the answer.
I mean,
it was a big 80s rock album.
Like Nirvana, maybe?
I mean, it was
it was
saying
80s rock.
I mean, I would say it was more of a late 80s rock album.
It was 89.
Yeah, so I wouldn't,
But I'm talking about that era, that genre.
All right.
You know, of what we call, I guess, hair bands.
Oh, okay. Hair band.
Is it Winger?
No. I said it was a huge...
Exactly.
Wait, we got a winner. We have a winner. Jeff, who is a bass fisherman. I love it. He just texted in the answer. And, we're going to go ahead and give him the gift card. Dr. Feelgood.
And that's back when Vince could actually sing that song.
Yeah, this was a pretty big album for Motley Crue.
Sure was.
Remember this one? Well, he could sing, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could. You know what else was on this? Which is a great song?
What?
Because every rocker has a soft side, and if you saw these monster ballads, you probably knew this. This had Without You.
Without You, yeah. I didn't pull up a clip of that. I do have this one. Yeah, I think everybody forgot Without You.
I didn't forget it, Rick. Vince didn't forget it. It was about his dead daughter.
What?
Yeah, Without You is about his dead daughter.
Well, you said everybody had their ballad.
It is a ballad.
Well,
every rocker has a soft side. I didn't say what it was about.
Is that right? I did not know that.
It's about his daughter that died.
Oh, my gosh.
How did I know that?
I don't know.
How does the youngest person in the room know that?
Because you're obsessed with death. That's how you knew it.
Fair point.
I was a huge Crew fan, too.
Did I tell you I think I might go 25 and out was my plan.
I'm not having this conversation.
I thought about 20 and out. I think I'm going to compromise at 23 and out.
I'm calling 911. Literally. Right now. I'm dialing it up.
For what?
Because Lewis is doing a 25-year countdown.
That's a countdown. That's a long countdown, though.
Thank you. No wonder that bothers me so much. Not only are you talking about the end of your life, you're talking about a freaking years-long countdown. That's why I hate it. You just hit the nail on the head. Thank you.
Wow. You want me to create the timer? So I have
No.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
Jeez.
Maybe I'll write a power ballad before I go.
Please do. Silver side up.
Absolutely.
All right.
Farewell tour.
Jeff the Bass Fisherman, I'm glad you got in and we were able to give away this $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores, Columbus's original vapor store.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Who wants to go first today?
I will.
Okay. what do you
I got something.
All right.
I always say, Lewis, you are the youngest old person I've ever known. But I might have to give that crown to actress Aubrey Plaza now. She's 40 years old, so she's even slightly younger than you are. She just did an interview with the Wall Street Journal magazine. Mm-hmm. And, Aubrey Plaza's been a ton of stuff, but Parks and Rec namely, and, of course, season 2 of The White Lotus. Mm-hmm. She was nominated for an Emmy. She played Harper. She was amazing in it. And when they asked her during this interview if she had watched her season, what was her, impressions of the whole season. And she said, well, I wanted to watch it, but I could not get into my HBO Max account. I couldn't remember my password. And she said, I just got too frustrated, so I gave up. She said, I have not seen my season. No. And I thought, well, maybe she's just being quirky. Aubrey Plaza likes to be quirky.
Sure.
Maybe that's just a little quirky. No. Last year in Vanity Fair, she told the interviewer that she was trying to watch Top Chef season 20, but she could not figure out how to, quote, effing get Hulu Plus live. She said, I gave up. I just can't do it.
Oh, my gosh.
And then she said what she does to watch TV and movies and shows, iTunes. She buys them off iTunes. She said she bought the whole Sopranos series, and her husband said, you can literally watch that. We're already paying for HBO Max. Why did you buy it? You can watch it on HBO Max. She does not get streaming.
Wow.
She hates it. So that made me laugh so hard. I mean, she's like 40-year-old woman who cannot figure out streaming.
You click forgot password.
Yes.
Yeah, but I do hate the password thing.
Well, yeah, because you got to go through the email and change your password and da-da-da-da-da.
I know it's the worst possible thing you can do. I rotate 4 passwords for everything. I have 4 passwords that I use religiously for everything. And when one of those doesn't work, frustration is real, and I get pissed off.
All right, Den, I don't want to make it any worse for you, but how about logging on your television with that crazy keyboard they have up there, and you're clicking to every single letter, and that's the dumbest thing. How have you not improved that yet?
It's called a TV keyboard. You can buy a keyboard.
Yeah, I don't want to buy anything, man. I already am buying Hulu. Why am I buying a keyboard
so
to log
that you don't have to use a mouse pointer on every letter for everything?
Thanks. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
it's
not
so
buying
much
anything
easier.
else.
Still annoying.
And where am I putting this keyboard? That's another thing I got to store.
Under the TV. Let's call it a TV keyboard.
All right.
Sometimes I catch a
wireless.
glow from the chandelier when I pull it out.
Mine's wireless.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's just like a Bluetooth.
I know what it does. I just don't have anywhere
It's a
to
keyboard,
put it.
Cal. Have you ever seen one of those?
Well, you asked, how have you not done anything about this yet?
I'm pretty sure you can type on
How
it.
has a streaming service not allowed me to do like a QR code and log in on my like a text alert or something? Yes, it's me. Log me in.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because the PS5 has the QR code you can do that with, but the TV does not.
I just did Paramount Plus. I just logged in, and it was just it took me 15 minutes.
Steve thought
I kept screwing up.
Steve thought Aubrey Plaza is where JFK got shot.
It is not.
That's what he said on the text wall. His words, not mine.
Oh my gosh!
What do you got there, Thick Rick?
I've got something. Kelly, you're going to love this.
Ooh.
It has to do with Kiss and Marty Friedman. So apparently, Kiss, the band Kiss, these guys, they had a height requirement to join the band. When they got rid of Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. And this had to be, right around 2000, 2001. because that's when they replaced Ace Frehley with Tommy Thayer on guitar. That would happen. I mean, they came out with Tommy in 2002, so had to be right before that. And Marty Friedman contacted Kiss when they were going to add a guitar player. He wanted to do it. He'd been with Megadeth from 1990 to 2000. So, he absolutely could have played all these songs easily. Yeah. No problem. And they liked him a lot. Problem was he's only 5'7".
Yeah.
And they wanted a guitar player who was at least 6 feet tall.
I mean, I'm sorry, but isn't Kiss known for their platform shoes? Just boost this guy up a few inches.
Give him extra tall shoes.
I was going to say, yeah.
Can you believe that?
You pass on Marty Friedman?
Because he's 5'7",
Good
and they wanted
night.
All right. 5 inches too short.
Settle down over there, Kiss.
I know. I think back though, they were all tall.
When you do your hologram tour that you sell for people to come see you play, and just make him taller with the hologram,
right?
Yeah,
you'll be fine. All right, I got something, and I'm upset that I was not in across the pond for this one. Hundreds of travelers and revelers descended on a pub garden Monday to watch the World Gravy Wrestling Championships.
Oh, gosh.
The international competition, named one of the top 10 weirdest sports, sees 16 men and 8 women battle in a sauce-soaked ring. Around 528 gallons of gravy are used at the event. It's held at the Rosen Bowl pub in Rosendale, Lancashire. Competitors wear fancy dresses, aim to win the championship by beating their opponent during a 2-minute-long wrestling match within the gravy.
Now we talking turkey gravy, chicken gravy, sausage gravy?
I don't believe it's specific.
It's brown, baby, because these people are all covered in brown sludge gravy. It will make you sick to look at the still pictures of this. It's
KFC gravy.
Gross.
The final winners of the tournament decided by a panel of 4 experienced judges who will decide the winner based on their wrestling skills and their fancy dress costume. Feel like I really wanted to. I could have went there to watch this.
Am I allowed to bring biscuits in with me?
I don't think you're supposed to.
Want to have a snack during the fight?
We're not friends anymore if you dip a biscuit in that disgusting wrestled-in gravy. I can't do it.
Well, here's the thing. And I mean, this is worth it all. The 2 winners, one from the female, one from the male, each win $66 and have their name engraved on a trophy.
How about that?
Engraved.
Absolutely. $66. But you can say you're a World Gravy Wrestling Champion, and that is priceless.
How many people can say that?
Not too many. That is a badge of honor if ever there was one.
Very exclusive club.
Absolutely. Maybe we should enter next year. Pick out some costumes.
What is this we?
Here's what I would do.
I will watch.
I would do like a greased watermelon in a pool. Try to get that out of the. You know how they do this heavy watermelon that's all greased up and they throw it in a pool. That would be fun.
I've never seen.
I'm not wrestling in any gravy.
No?
I'm not wrestling in Jell-O.
Well,
I'm not wrestling in anything.
If you had to wrestle in a substance, what would you go with?
I'm not wrestling anything but a watermelon. That's it.
I think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun's calling my name. I hear you now, I just can't stay inside all day. I gotta get out, give me some of those rays. Everybody's smiling, sunshine day. Everybody's laughing, sunshine day. Everybody sings, so happy.
I want a recount.
A recount?
I love the Brady Bunch. Go ahead. Yes.
No, I was just reading something while you were playing music I've never heard before. I know. Sorry. Is this the Brady Bunch? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Hot take. Seen about 3 episodes total.
I guess from one of the movies, wasn't it? Or was it?
I think it was on the show.
Was it on the show?
Might have been both.
Yeah,
I saw
they had a variety show.
Yeah.
They did? Yes. I saw the episode where they were filmed at Kings Island where they were on the racer.
Yeah.
And I saw like the episode where Bobby's voice or Peter's voice, one of their voices changes.
Yes.
And I saw the one where one of them, was it Marcia or Jan that breaks her nose?
Jan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait.
Never play ball in the house. Mom always said don't play
whichever one broke their nose, I saw that
Marcia.
episode too.
Yeah, they hit. She got hit with the football.
Marcia.
And I saw half of the first Brady Bunch movie.
Did you ever see? Oh, the Brady Bunch movies are hilarious. Did you ever see Pork Chops and Applesauce? Remember Peter? Pork Chops and Applesauce.
No.
You never saw that one?
I did not.
You missed a good episode there, bud.
I've seen a bunch of my grandpa. I remember being a really, really little kid, and my grandpa watched Gilligan's Island reruns all the time. So I watched a lot of Gilligan's Island.
That's such a good show.
But as I get older, I question why the professor was able to fashion radios out of coconuts and build a miniature civilization on an island, but he couldn't fix a boat.
Yeah, right.
Why don't you stick to your own areas of expertise?
Sorry.
Don't you dare talk poorly about the professor.
And was the professor with Ginger or Marianne, or was he getting the best of both worlds?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He might have been with Thurston Howell III. You never know.
That's probably more likely.
Was there some shade thrown where you thought the professor was getting the best of both worlds, but really the skipper was handling his business?
Probably Gilligan, the one you would least expect.
Anyway.
All right. Well, regarding sunshine, there is a tech startup in California called Reflect Orbital. Man, you talk about living in the future. They are going to use mirrored satellites to sell people sunlight after dark. This is no
For
joke.
what purpose?
Well, probably a lot of farmers and, because it's a 3-mile stretch of sunlight that you buy.
I mean, the crops are meant to work with our current 24-hour clock,
I
right?
understand, yes.
This is the plot of the worst. This technique was used as a plot point in one of the worst comic book movies ever made, Batman and Robin, starring George Clooney.
Oh.
When they had to defrost Gotham City because Mr. Freeze froze it and there was no sunlight because it was dark, they used satellites in mirrors to reflect the sun from one portion of the earth on the Gotham City to melt the ice.
Life imitating art. I love it.
Yeah, so it is mainly designed to help big solar farms keep generating power at night. That's the main purpose.
So they can collect power.
Right.
Got it. That makes sense.
But anybody can go to the website and fill out a sunshine application. Your deadline to apply is October 23rd. The co-founder is a former SpaceX employee, and they're gonna put these reflective satellites into orbit that will reflect sunlight. And they can direct it anywhere on Earth at any time.
Who's working on the technology to make it darker earlier? Because I go to bed at 7:30 and it is really bright out still. I'd like to get a little bit of sun blocking going on.
Make it darker earlier. Perhaps your dream of concerts starting at 1:30 in the afternoon would come to fruition.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But they hope to start their initial test run late next year. And, I have no use for this, but if this is a way to conserve energy and give us another way to, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. We're going to put reflectors in space, and we can bounce sunshine wherever you need it.
Yeah.
So that's
to power up your solar panels.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
Ain't technology grand.
I got a feeling it's going to be also very expensive.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
The woman who kidnapped 2 Columbus infants will spend 2 decades behind bars. A federal judge sentenced Nayla Jackson to 23 years in prison. Jackson stole a running vehicle from outside a Short North Donato's in December of 2022. We all remember this. 5-month-old twins Kaysen and Kyair Thomas were inside in their car seats. She left Kyair in his baby carrier in the Dayton International Airport in a parking lot there before traveling on to Indianapolis, where she was eventually arrested and Kaysen was recovered unharmed. Now, a couple things I didn't know about this case. She did make a plea deal that includes her registering as a sex offender, which is a weird part of this case I did not know. Also, Nayla Jackson claims that she did a large amount of meth before the kidnapping, and she feels really bad for the mom because she knows how terrifying that must have been. So there you go. There's the full circle moment for that case. Former President Trump says he and Kamala Harris have reached an agreement related to the September 10th debate in Pennsylvania. In a Truth Social post, Trump said the debate will be held on ABC News and the rules will be the exact same as the debate between he and President Biden. The former president said it'll be a stand-up debate. They cannot bring in any notes. And CNN is reporting that I think Kamala Harris had said she wanted the microphones left open the whole time. CNN is reporting those microphones will be muted when the other candidate speaks.
That was much better.
Also, no studio audience. Yeah, better for the viewer, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's hear from each side. I don't need a lot of interruptions. If you are a fan of the Kelsey brothers, they have a podcast. I think they're dropping season 3 starting today, but they have a podcast called New Heights. It's a mix of sports talk, interviews, and pop culture. Of course, when it dropped, it was pretty popular. But of course, when Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift, it went into the stratosphere. Anywho, the brothers have just signed a $100 million podcast deal with the Wondery unit of Amazon. The show, like I said, drops weekly. 3rd season begins today. Now, there are a few blockbuster podcasts out there. We know, of course, Joe Rogan's gigantic deal with Spotify, $250 million multi-year deal. Also, Alex Cooper does Call Her Daddy. She got a $125 million deal from SiriusX. Alex Cooper?
Yeah.
Call Her Daddy? I think she was part of the Barstool empire, and then she's got a wildly popular, I think that's where she's from. But last month, Dax Shepard, he has Armchair Expert. He signed an $80 million deal with Wondery. So there are a few top podcasters making a crap ton of money, and now that includes the Kelsey brothers. And those are your 3 things.
I prevail on the Morning Blitz, 7:08. Kelly Quinn in her WKRP and Cincinnati t-shirt.
You know it, baby.
Thick Rick, I'm Lewis on a Wednesday. Not anything special. Just Wednesday, the 3rd day of the week. 4th if you count Sunday as the first day.
Is it the heat, or does every single day feel like a week? Every night this week, I've been like, I feel like it's at least been 2 days, not just 1 day. Every day seems just unbearably long.
Well, I feel like
I think it's the heat.
Is it your heat? Is it the heat, or is there stuff in your life? Because I feel like every day is a month.
Maybe that's it, but I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe when things are really busy and you've got a million things to do and you can't get it all done, but you're also exhausted by the end of the day.
No, I was thinking more like, you ever seen the cartoon where like there's the dam and then all of a sudden like the one water starts poking out, so the cartoon character puts his finger in the water.
dike.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm out of fingers. and
things are shaking.
I'm out of fingers. Things are
getting ready to
shaking,
burst.
and I don't have.
I gotcha.
I can't stretch that way.
Okay, gotcha.
I did not graduate from the Twister School of Stretching. So, all right, here's your Florida Man or Not for today. Blitz Nation has been, I would say, 50-50 on the Florida Man or Not selection as of late. Here's the headline: a lady pulled a gun when her dog adoption was denied. Random gunplay when it comes to the dog adoption.
That's happened to me before, and it does make you pretty angry.
You pulled a gun in a dog adoption?
I mean, no, I've been denied.
Oh.
No, I was set up to adopt a dog in Belle Fountain, and when I was leaving to go there, I called just to be sure, and they go, oh, no, we adopted him out last night. And I said, we talked last night. And
I'd be pissed.
I was so mad. I didn't pull out a gun. Absolutely not. I didn't even go to Belle Fountain. Nothing. Oh. Nobody got it. Nobody got it from me over that, but I was pretty mad.
Huh. Stern clubbing.
Who would deny Kelly Quinn a dog?
That's cold.
So what? Hold on. She has volunteered in dog rescue.
You were planning to come in, and then they told you they adopted it?
Yes. This was during COVID. We had lost our beloved Romeo dog, and we were trying to adopt a new one. It was very difficult to adopt dogs back then.
Is this pre-Moses?
This is pre-Moses. Okay. Pre-Moses. So I called this shelter, whatever it was, in Belle Fountain, because we saw a dog we really wanted, and I was like, we want this dog. And she said, all right, you be here first thing in the morning, because when we open the doors, it's like first come, first serve if you meet their requirements. And I'm like, awesome. I go, are you open now? No, we will not open till tomorrow morning. I called him right before I left. I left work early to get there when the doors open. And she said, oh no, we adopted him out last night. I said, you told me you weren't open again until this morning, and that dog would be there. So what happened? She said, oh, well, a family came by, so we opened, and they adopted him.
Oh my gosh.
I'd have used the taser.
This is why she has.
This is why we have Moses, because we were done dealing with wild shelter situations back in COVID. Now, I love a shelter adoption, but back during COVID, you guys, you had to get on a list for a specific time to go. And I will tell you, if the Franklin County shelter, those lists were booked day after day after day after day. Wow. You could not get into the shelter to see a dog. So we went with a breeder. That's why we got Moses.
Okay.
That's insane. Sorry, that's a long story.
That's insane.
Nobody asked for that story. I apologize.
I kind of did. So, all right. Lady pulls a gun when her dog adoption is denied. Is that a Florida man story or not a Florida man story? The answer's next on the Blitz. It's the Morning Blitz, 722. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, I'm Lewis. We ask the question, a few days a week we do this, Florida man or not Florida man? In this case, woman. Lady pulled a gun when her dog adoption got denied. A couple of people have guessed Texas. Jeremy said Kentucky. Mary, Byron, and a few others say Florida all day.
Was it Bell Fountain, Ohio? Did this happen in Bell Fountain? Because I can understand it if it did.
Could have been Ohio, was it? Well, let's see. Dominique Amorosa runs a nonprofit with her mom called Rags to Riches Animal Rescue.
What's the last name?
Amorosa.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texas.
Okay. They've been looking for the right person to adopt a 2-year-old pug with special needs. Now, I have a soft spot in my heart for pugs. That's for damn sure.
Yes.
His name is Bluey. He got hit by a car a while back. He's still happy, full of life, but he needs a special wheelchair to get around. Over the weekend, a woman who wanted to adopt him came by Amorosa's place to check him out, but it turned out she had other dogs, so Amorosa decided it was not a good fit. The woman responded by pulling a gun. They were outside when the woman grabbed a gun from her car, cocked it, and put it to the back of Amorosa's head, made her crouch down, then pressed it up against her temple. Amorosa screamed, which prompted the neighbor to come outside and call 911. Thankfully, the woman left. No one was hurt. Police tracked her down, confiscated the gun. Last we heard, she had not been arrested yet. They were still deciding what to charge her with. Amorosa says she hopes they just get her off the streets, calling her a very scary person. She and her mom will continue looking for a good home for Bluey in the fine city of Tampa, Florida.
It is a Florida person.
My gosh.
Florida woman.
Florida woman. If the adoption doesn't go right, that's when the random gunplay begins.
We're getting so many stories about trying to adopt animals, et cetera, and so forth, which, you know, it's crazy. This person texted in, I have a friend who was denied adopting a dog because her rabbit wasn't neutered. So she gave us the rabbit, and then they wouldn't let her adopt the dog because she rehomed the rabbit.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
I mean,
that's
yeah, it can get a little crazy out there, folks.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, go on.
I was going to say, we've had dogs that we thought about rescuing before we rescued the two that we do have all of ours are rescued, but we had both of them stay with us for a while to make sure it would be a good fit with the other dogs before we pulled the trigger.
I do love a situation where they'll let you do that. I love that. That's good.
So a lot of sunshine and beach in Tampa, Florida. Do you suppose the dogs down there wear thongs?
God, I hope not.
Because there are thongs for dogs. Did you know this, Kelly?
I didn't know it. I wish I didn't know it even right now. No, that's so dumb.
Look at this. Look at that. It's how absurd.
First of all...
Oh, Christine, you have a brindle pug. I'm jealous.
Look at that. It's a thong for a dog on a poodle.
It's disturbing.
I don't need to see that.
$40.
Would you take that away from my
$40 for this stupid looking thing.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Everybody knows your butt eats up a thong anyway, so why are we doing that to a poor dog?
It's disturbing. I cannot get on board with that. Cannot get on board with that.
Our patented thongs for dogs kicks it up a notch with flashy spandex and a sleek, sassy design that brings comfort to a new level without compromising function. What? Comfort? Is the dog really going, oh, that feels so good?
No.
Thank you for covering up what I never needed covered up before.
You know, the only dog we've ever had that would wear clothes comfortably is we lost a pug. He was 19 and a half years old. It will be 2 years this Labor Day. But he was the king of, he'd wear his pajamas around the house. He had little pajamas he wore. He was fine with that. You put a sweater on him. He was good. He's the only dog that was like totally cool being in clothes all the time.
I will say, too, that I have a beagle and his tail's always straight up. You know a beagle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I get tired of seeing the BH. I do. So I can understand why you might want to throw a pair of shorts on a beagle. You're always walking behind the beagle. That's all you're staring at.
That's the way the pugs are, too. That tail curls right up, man.
But it's designed that way.
I know it is, but I'm just saying, some days I've had enough of staring at a BH. Some days I've had enough.
Well, maybe you need to get Moses a thong.
Yeah, but
just a little pair of shorts. I'm not putting him in a thong.
What if he doesn't want to wear it, though?
Let's just be dignified.
Oh, our pug hated clothes.
No, my dog wouldn't do that.
All right.
Jeez. I just have to get comfortable with my
being uncomfortable.
Line of sight.
Yeah,
get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's right.
Doggy thongs.
Isn't it time your dog expressed her inner beauty? Doggy thongs. Now she can with doggy thongs. Doggy thongs. Elegant enough to wear while chasing your own tail, yet casual enough for sniffing butts. Doggy thongs. Scented with the arousing fragrance of fresh poop. Doggy thongs. Guaranteed not to shrink, whether she's fighting on the lawn or getting sprayed with the hose during a moment of passion. Doggy thongs. Doggy style has a whole new meaning with doggy thongs. Doggy thongs.
7:38 on the Morning Blitz with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Sun, clouds, hot, muggy, possible showers and storms. 97 today. That ties the record high set in 1948, in case you were wondering. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers and storms. We're down to 71. And tomorrow, kind of the same, but a high of 92. So, hot one today. Water your pets and old people. You know the drill. That was Nirvana. Heart-Shaped Box, which is the song you were listening for tickets to see A Day to Remember. Congratulations going out to Sean Bias of Courthouse, Washington Courthouse.
Of the Courthouse.
Yeah, going to see them at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center in Cincinnati, OHIO. What's your problem? That's the question that is asked and has been up on our socials for a little over an hour now. So we want to know, what's your problem?
Well, mine currently is that the Buckeye game and the Star Set pre-party are going to be going on at the same time Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that game was at noon. It's at 3:30.
It should be at noon, though.
Damn it.
Why is that a 3:30 game?
It shouldn't be.
Oh, we're favored by 50.5 points.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
wouldn't have a problem with it being 3:30 if I was home.
Speaking of the Buckeye game, the NCAA has sent Michigan a notice of what the allegations are. They now have 90 days to respond to that, then the 60 days to respond from the NCAA. So this could bleed into 2025. But yeah, apparently it's some pretty serious.
Vacate.
Supposedly, it's going to make some people not look too good. That's the ongoing rumor. So what's your problem, Kelly?
Okay, my problem is, I've got this collision claim situation with my vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
A tire flew back and hit my car, ripped off part of the front right of my car.
Yeah.
So it's still not fixed. This happened a while back.
A couple weeks, right?
3 weeks ago,
yeah.
Maybe. Okay, so. I have car insurance and everything, and supposedly they've streamlined the situation where you make your claim and you get your car fixed, etc. When I tell you, I have received 100 phone calls from this company, and not only that, every time they call, slightly before that, they send me a text telling me they're going to call. I cannot take another communication from this company. Please, fix my car. That's what you're in the business of. Why do you have to call me twice a day, 3 times a day, and send me a text right before telling me you're going to call?
Yeah, that's annoying.
I don't need all that. I just my friendly, helpful hint to you, car insurance company, stop doing that and fix my dang vehicle. All right?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to wait that long. That's for sure. Austin says his problem is a 2-hour drive to work.
Ooh, that's a long commute.
JC said, my problem is Lewis telling people to water their old people, and I keep getting people dumping water on me.
What's your problem, Lewis?
I have too many to list. So, I mean, without...
real current.
Current problem? Okay. Life problems aside, I have a problem with Thick Rick.
Oh, no.
And Thick Rick doesn't know about this until right now, Kelly.
This is great. This is where you're going to put me on the spot right here.
So
Kelly's loving this. Look at this.
Thick Rick tells me this program that he uses that pulls audio off of YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Downloads to an MP3.
All right.
Do you recall showing me this?
Yes.
Yeah. Gave me a damn virus yesterday, a pop-up window virus. I spent an hour and a half cleaning my computer.
You used the wrong one then.
I used what you told me to use. The logo looked exactly like the logo.
That logo's several places.
There's no way he'll ever take responsibility for this. So just swallow it.
No. What did I tell you?
Pops up.
What did I tell you when I showed you that? I said, now there are some that are a little sketchy and could give you a virus. I specifically said that to him.
I used the site he went to, the logo he went to, and now I get the people are downloading files from your computer. The hell you are. McAfee secure. I took McAfee off my computer 2 years ago. Like, I'm going on and on and on.
Oh,
and
so you don't have any good antivirus?
No, I have a great antivirus program.
Obviously not.
But I had to go through.
Nobody uses McAfee.
Exactly. I had to go through and pull all this stuff out. I had to go through and block these pop-up notifications. It was driving me insane. I spent an hour and a half yesterday going through my registry, going through everything. You gave me worse than the hub ever did. So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
You got computer crabs.
I did.
Computer from Thick Rick.
Computer has an STD. Now I just hope it recovers.
Oh, my gosh.
What's your problem? That's what we want to know. 3 Days Grace on the Morning Blitz, 746 with Dick, Kelly, and Lewis. What's your problem is the question we have asked via the socials and via you.
All right, we got a text that says, my problem is that I'm pregnant and I still have to work and I don't know how anyone does this when they feel sick all the time. Oh, I feel for you.
Jesse says, I'm hot, I'm fat, and I work outside. That'll get you every time.
Oh, working outside. Jesse, I'm so sorry. Oh, my gosh.
Tim Orndorff says, life, the universe, and everything
Gary,
is his problem.
I swear the virus did not come from the hub. It really, truly did
not. Prove it.
Casey says, my problem is the beer stube is closing.
Mary said, I have a problem with the Ohio Cannabis Control Board holding my husband's work permit, and no one can tell us why. He's unable to work until he finds out why and cannot rectify the situation, and there's no one that you can call. Yes, Doug, I use protection, Bit Defender. Sometimes there are those diseases. They're not 100% effective. They say on the label.
Is that a Trojan brand? Bit Defender? Diane Brown says, I am awake at a job and not in my beachfront home listening to the waves, sleeping peacefully.
Rachel says, my problem is that it's not Friday evening. Manika says, my problem is the heat. Agreed.
The heat.
I'm with you.
Jennifer Dial says, I didn't win passes to Louder Than Life, and I'm headed to work. Ugh. And Kevin Snyder says, I need more cowbell.
Yeah, I'm with Diane on that whole thing. There's a lot of me that wants to sell everything I own and go live on a beach someplace. Wouldn't that be the life?
To live on the beach?
Yeah, I would love to.
I mean, it wouldn't be terrible.
I never wanted to until now. Like, in recent years, I've always thought about how cool it would be just to have, like, the ocean sounds crashing, open up that door and get that wind sound, that ocean smell. I'd be down with that.
I remember the first time we took my son to a beach, and afterwards it was like, I have to live on a beach. I must have a house on a beach. That's all he kept saying.
I would love to live in like the Big Sur area, Malibu, not Malibu, sorry, that's not Big Sur. Monterey, that's what I meant to say. Carmel, all those. Mm-hmm. The average temperature, I think, is in the mid-70s. I can take that. I can get cooler temperatures and the sound of waves. Oh, perfection. No wonder you need about $9 million to buy a low-end house there. Believe me, I've checked it out.
Jake Yarger said, I haven't won the effing lottery. Sup with you.
Yeah. I had a really good feeling about that $500 million jackpot. Clearly, my feeling was off just a bit.
Kevin Cox said, my problem on this day is I have to see a doctor in order to learn how to walk all over again. Keep rocking, Blitz. Dude. I'm sorry, Kevin. Some people do have some serious problems.
Oh, yeah. Did you read Jason's? He says, I think it's utter BS that the federal government can print money at will, but when I do it, it's a felony.
That's true. That's true. How come, if you go to war and you kill a man, you're a hero. You do it in a heat of passion and you're a murderer. Doesn't make any sense.
Now, Mark Dixon said America has been so dumbed down the past 20 years, and it shows in popular music choices, including rock. And then Stephen Glansberg responded to Mark and said, musical choice doesn't define intelligence.
Fact. Katie said, my problem is the construction on 161 by New Albany.
Oh, I live over there too. It's crazy.
Construction in general. You know what? That's a good... They mark off everything with barrels for months in advance and mess up traffic, and then they start it literally 1/4 mile at a time. And it's so frustrating.
That's the problem on 161 is they have miles and miles
7 miles
barreled
of
out,
highway
and
shut down.
You're down to 60 miles an hour
Yep.
where there's no construction happening. But because
Nothing.
they threw a few barrels there, you got to go 60.
Exactly.
And trust me, I've been pulled over in that area, so you better go 60 because they'll get you. Sean's
upset that he doesn't have a chandelier. Aren't we all? Sean, some of us commoners just can't live that way.
Get one for $30 at Lowe's. I'm wondering if this is directed at you, Lewis.
Oh, God, what did I do
Stephen
now?
Glansberg said, people feeling like they should say something just because they can, mainly in scenarios pertaining to things they know little about or dislike in the first place. For instance, anytime a band says they are going to reunite or release a new album, someone will say they should just go away. Their ability to perform and release records to their fan base hurts you that much? GTFO. Anyway, it's annoying.
No,
that's because that's not what you said.
That's not what I said.
No, there were certain bands you said you just don't need new music.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Yeah, I said...
So maybe that wasn't directed at you.
Yeah.
Well, we all have opinions, and unfortunately, they don't all agree. We don't all on
That's
things.
the beauty of the world. We don't have to hate each other. We just disagree.
Slide on by somebody's opinion you don't like.
Yeah, a lot of people have all kinds of problems. Like companies make a good enough powder for this type. There's no company that makes a good enough powder for this type of heat. That's a fact.
Steve Grandstaff wrote on Blitz Facebook page, finding a woman not covered in tattoos. Tattoos used to be only for the degenerates, the 60s hippies, and former military. Real badass people had them. Now, anyone with disposable income can get something permanently drawn on them, and I feel like the outcast for not having any ink.
You know what? I don't like leg tattoos.
You don't like leg tattoos? You don't have any.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't like the leg. I know, like a couple of my friends that are girls that I love dearly, I don't like their leg, and I know it's a personal choice. I'm not into the thigh tats. It's not my thing. But that's okay. Everybody's entitled. There's probably someone looking at my arm go, what a stupid choice for a permanent ink on your arm. And I would agree with you.
This person texted in, my problem is I'm still waiting on Lewis's tastefully done black and white nudes. Put up or shut up.
Fall edition coming soon.
They don't. Why do we need the fall edition?
Just me.
Did somebody order them and you didn't send them?
I'm hoping to get the big university nod with an endorsement when it's just me in the Ohio State Buckeye jersey strategically placed. Jeez.
The strategically placed gourd, fall gourd.
What a great idea!
Oh no, Kelly.
I didn't even go there, but what a great idea.
All right, Dennis McFarland said, my problem is that my family has been randomly stalked by the same couple over the years since the 1990s. I have email and video proof. The law says to get a restraining order, stalking behaviors have to be consistent for at least a 6-month period. Well, these people pop up infrequently enough with their BS antics that we have been unable to secure the restraining order, and we suspect this is intentional.
Wow.
Wait, is it Matthew Pancake?
Right?
Oh my gosh,
Remember
please no.
Stalker guy?
Gerbil bandit.
He was found with hamsters in his pants.
Right?
Gerbil bandit.
Check the PetSmart and Big Lots near you, if that's the case. Jeff Smith, my problem having to work just to survive. I can survive out in the woods on my own, but no, can't just build your own home and land without owning it. Never used to be that way for thousands of years. I'm with you on the working just to survive thing. That's not... No, I think a lot of people exist and don't live. We've said that before.
I know, man. Damn. Yeah, Melissa said, I have no more money. Brad said, I feel bad about this one. Brad says, I feel empty and lost and a little lonely, and I feel like I'm not good enough for anyone.
Do you have tattoos? Because Steve might be into you. If you don't.
No, Steve's looking for a woman not covered in tattoos.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the woman.
Not a guy with tattoos.
Steve's got a new problem.
Brad,
I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood that one, didn't I?
Brad, you're taking part in this. You listen to the station, man. You're good enough for me, brother. I don't know if you're going to be at Starset on Saturday, but if you are, come by. I will buy you a beer, brother.
And tell you a great website you can go to get a virus. Cover all the bases. What other kind of friends you're going to find that can do that for you? The good Roger said, I have no idea if you don't like tattoos, certain type of tattoos, then don't get one. Fair point. Fair point. And then, who was it? Tara said, I don't want to keep you guys all day with all my problems.
One more, Jessie Davis. She just posted a meme. It says, my therapist. Why aren't you being honest with me? Me. Because I don't want to be hospitalized.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, the trial has begun for former Gahanna football player Kobe Stillwell, charged in a crash that left 3 people dead back in 2019. In opening arguments, the prosecutor's office said Stillwell, who was 18 years old at the time, was driving an Audi 119 miles an hour with a friend in the passenger seat. He was on Morse Road near Sunbury. At that intersection, he slammed into a Camry who was headed in the opposite direction, so head on. 40-year-old mother and her 24-year-old daughter were pronounced dead at the scene. They were in the Camry. Stillwell's passenger, who was a 17-year-old Gahanna Lincoln student, died days later. His defense attorney is claiming that Stillwell's epilepsy is to blame for the crash. Well, video game voice actors are planning to picket outside the Warner Brothers studio today. The SAG-AFTRA members want a new contract that protects them against losing work to AI. The strike against video game producers has been going on for just over a month now. And Warner Brothers, who is not having a great week this week, is also being sued by the widow of Michael Crichton. Now, Michael Crichton, you know, he wrote Jurassic Park, he wrote Twister, a bunch of stuff. He wrote the screenplay that eventually became the blockbuster TV show ER, right? Ran for seasons. Crichton had, in his contract with the show ER, had a frozen rights provision, which basically means that that prevents any sequels, any remakes, any spin-offs, no other productions derived from ER without Crichton or his estate's consent. Now, you know, he died back in 2008. His wife is now in charge of his estate. Well, you guys, this is a little twisty-turny, but let me tell you, this is nuts what Warner Brothers has done here. Back in 2020, Warner Brothers, along with the star of ER, Noah Wyle, and ER producer John Wells, they started working on a reboot of ER, which they're not allowed to do, right? That's expressly written in the contract. They're not allowed to do a reboot, a remake, anything like that. They did it anyway. They were starting on it. 2 years later, widow Sherry found out. Michael Crichton's widow Sherry found out. She's like, absolutely not. You can't do this. They tried to work out a deal. Sherry wanted to, her husband named as creator, wanted some monetary compensation. They couldn't work it out. So that project was dead in the works. All right. The remake or the reboot of ER. Immediately, Warner Brothers, Noah Wyle, and John Wells started working on a new show. A medical procedural in an emergency room. This one set in Pittsburgh, starring Noah Wyle. It's called The Pit. And Michael Crichton's widow says it is 1,000,000,000% a ripoff of ER. She is suing everyone involved. She wants production stopped immediately, and she is asking for monetary damages. And I bet she gets it.
But is that a ripoff of ER? Come on, you can't say you can't write another hospital drama set around an ER unless if you're using the same characters. Okay, maybe.
Right. It'd be an interesting court case.
But if you're doing a different character, come on.
Now, you do have the star of ER in this new thing. You do have the producer of the old ER and the studio of the old ER.
Right,
all involved in something. They were trying to reboot ER and they couldn't, so immediately made a similar show.
But that's not illegal.
Well, we'll find out.
If
it's against it, it's not illegal, but I mean, if it's against the contract that was signed into place.
Yeah, but are you saying, all right, we want to do another show about motorcycle cops? Well, we can't. That's Chips. No, it's not.
Well, there's no frozen rights, maybe, in Chips. There's an explicit contract in place that this sort of thing was not to happen. But it's going to be fought out in court. And you may be right. It may be like, hey, you can't just stop every single hospital ER show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, but Warner Brothers having a bit of a difficult week. Those are your 3 things.
It is the Morning Blitz, 8:09 with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning. Hot today, 97. It's going to be muggy, so, stay hydrated. We're asking you, Do you hate watch anything? Dick Rick, you asked this question. You've been very inquisitive today.
I have.
A lot of questions have come to you. You want to know everybody's problem. Now you want to know what they hate watch.
What do you hate watch?
Yeah, what do you hate
Vic?
watch?
Colin Cowherd.
Oh, you
The
don't
Herd?
like Colin
You don't like the
Cowherd?
Herd?
Huh?
Sometimes, and I think that's what keeps me coming back because he gets great guests. He's great at interviews. He had Urban Meyer on week 4 last. It was a great interview, but the guy will spend 15 minutes repeating the same thing. Like he could say something in 90 seconds, but he'll go 15 minutes repeating it over and over again, and then he will contradict himself. He'll say one thing great about a player, and then that player has a bad game, and the next day he's talking about how much that player is terrible. And it drives me insane. So why do I keep listening to him? I don't know. But, I even because he's on the radio on our sister station, Fox Sports 920.
Right.
But they put that on television as well. Like you see him do his radio show on TV. So I DVR it every day and watch it when I'm eating lunch and sit there and get so mad. And I'm like, why do I watch this? So I consider that hate. Wouldn't you call that hate watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly, you hate watch anything?
I do. It's on TikTok, and I got onto back earlier this year when everybody was piling on Jennifer Lopez for her production on Netflix and her new album and all that, and everybody was like just massively hating on J-Lo because she's one of those don't look me in the eyes people on productions. There are tons of stories out there with people, and I cannot stand arrogant people like that. So I was watching every single video that came out. And of course, with the algorithm, you like a few of those, and you're just getting more and more and more. So I like when people talk about their experiences with Jennifer Lopez. I hate watching because I'm over Jennifer Lopez. I'm done with her. I don't hate her, but I'm done with her. So the more people call her out on her bad behavior, I enjoy. So I hate watch that. Yes.
Okay.
If that's considered hate watching.
You got one, Lewis?
I think if it's the only thing that I hate watch would probably be every form of mainstream news from Fox to MSNBC to CNN. Like I watch them all.
Yeah. Yeah, me
so
too.
I can, be, I guess, somewhat well versed.
You know all the lies that way.
Yeah, but
they all lie.
But I've said this before, and we talked about it before. There was a time when you trusted the news. You go back 15 years. If Peter Jennings says something, you're like, yeah. Thank you, Peter. Now I'm in the know, and I believe you.
Yeah.
Now you watch the news, and you're like, okay. Which narrative are you spinning today?
Right. Yeah, and
But
you're
I
right.
think
It's from both sides, too.
It is from both sides. So I'm an equal opportunity hate watcher when it comes to the mainstream news. And I do think it is, what we've been trusted to go to find out what's going on in the world. And I refused to let social media break news for me. Unless it's entertainment news. I'm all about the entertainment news. But when it talks about, issues...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want someone's opinion that found someone else's opinion and ran with it. So I guess I hate watch that. Someone else said that. Eric said I hate watch Morning Joe.
I've never watched Morning Joe. Obviously, it's on when we're on
the air.
But I did see I've seen some clips before, and I know the two are married, right?
Minka and
Joe.
him are married. Yeah,
they have a weird relationship.
They do, man.
It's bizarre.
He
used to
really
be,
disrespects her on the show.
It feels kind of it feels acrimonious.
Yeah. And he used to be a Republican. Was it senator or?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was a Republican senator or congressman or something like that.
I don't know. He's a whiny ass, though, man. A real mamby-pamby. He reminds me of Bob Costas. There's another person I would be hate watching.
What do you hate watch? That's what we want to know. 8:24 on the Morning Blitz. Dick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis asking you what you hate watch. Trashman says, Morning Joe reminds me of Morning Blitz. Kelly's Mika. Thick is Willie. And Lewis is Al Sharpton. I became a reverend, and I had no idea. That's awesome.
I hope Mika's an uptight white woman, because that's what I am. All right, we have a hate watch. Nikki says she hate watches the Kardashians. Anna says, I hate watch The Secret of Oak Island. They got to find something good, right? I just looked this up.
What is that?
Okay, it's I guess The Curse of Oak Island. It's in season 11, and apparently these treasure hunters are searching for this legendary treasure on Oak Island off the shore of Nova Scotia, but they have yet to find any treasure. And they're in season 11. It's like the search for Bigfoot.
Oh my gosh.
Ima Alga says, I'm an Arabic dude. Arabic. Is he from Bucyrus? I hate to watch Oprah. She's so racist. Okay.
Oprah?
I remember that episode. You get a car. You get a car. No, not you. You get a car.
All right. Robert from Mansfield says, sometimes I'll hate watch a couple different teams in the NFL just in hopes they will lose, mainly Ishberg and KC. Sounds like he says Houday Lewis. Of course, he's a Bengals fan. I get that, though. I will watch the Eagles and whoever, my second favorite team is whoever's playing the Eagles.
I do not hate the Kansas City Chiefs, but I'll tell you what, if you put Baltimore and Pittsburgh up against each other, you might as well just put me in my purple room in a chair where I can't change the channel, because that's equal torture. I cannot genetically root for either of them.
Right. You want them just to both beat the hell out of each other.
That year that it was the Super Bowl when it was the Ravens 49ers was like a Cincinnati kid's worst nightmare come true. Horrible.
Now, James says he hate watches the Cowboys, hoping to see them lose. Now, if he's a Washington or a Giants or an Eagles fan, I get that. But if not, I don't get it.
Somebody said they hate watch Naked and Afraid, even though they always have to turn their head because these people are constantly getting sick or killing animals. But this person still continues to watch. We watch that every now and again too. I think the grossest is because they will actually not blur out their butts, and there's all these bug bites on their butts, on their butt cheeks. It's so wild. Who would do that? Who would do Naked and Afraid? You couldn't pay me enough to be on that show. Ugh.
I'd do it.
Not me. I cannot be uncomfortable for even 1 second. I would be the biggest complainer. I kid you not. Like, the person I was with would drop out of the show because I would be complaining.
Why can't they just fashion a loincloth out of leaves?
Well, it's probably poisonous leaves, and then you'll have a nice little itchy rash to contend with.
Ivy there, that's for sure. I mean, I'd be naked and uncomfortable if the price was right. Not gonna lie. $75, I'm your guy.
Doug says, I hate watch my ceiling fan knowing it'll never be a chandelier.
We all don't have that life, man. Jason says, I hate watch Deshaun Watson, and I'm a Browns fan. Yeah.
That's a rough one, man.
But hey, you guys have Jameis Winston this year, so Bill Cosby's not out there in that quarterback room by himself anymore.
Nikki said they're never going to find anything on that damn island she gave up.
Metallica on the Morning Blitz, 8:39. Vic Kelly, Lewis, thank you for the kind words, Amanda. We'll put a check in the mail for you.
What did Amanda say?
Well, she started by saying, I hate watch my coworkers, which that was my favorite response in the morning. And then she said, just to...
you guys in the morning definitely make my day bearable. Although every time I start laughing, people look at me kind of funny.
Oh, that's nice.
That was nice.
But she said, to be clear, she works with all men. She's a heavy equipment operator, and they're in her face 98% of the day. So really, she's mostly disgusted at times.
Understandable. All right,
is it?
You guys ready to get into this?
Yes,
ready.
Little Blitz Therapy brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. Bad sleep, low sex drive, lack of energy, unproductive workouts, brain fog, all of them can stem from low testosterone, which can lead to ED and other things. Don't waste any more time. Get yourself checked at Tri-State Men's Health. 6 locations, Cincy, Dayton, and 2 right here in Columbus at Hilliard and in Westerville. Or give them a call, 800-900-9654. Or check out TriStateMen'sHealth.com. I'm telling you, guys, got my T checked, got it worked on. Game changer. All right. Therapy me, Rick.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Or Kelly can, whoever would like to.
I'll do that. This one says, I'm in a difficult situation with my family right now. My brother has been convicted of drunk driving for a 3rd time.
Jeez.
And is waiting to be sentenced. His attorney has asked everyone in our family to write letters to the judge on my brother's behalf. And I seem to be the only one who objects to this. At this point, I don't think my brother deserves leniency. Anytime he gets behind bars is a service to the community, as far as I'm concerned. But if I don't write the letter, my brother and parents will be furious. What would you do? This is Aaron in Columbus.
All right, so your brother's definitely not getting out of jail time. They're just looking for more leniency in the sentence, I'm assuming. This is the third DUI or OVI or whatever.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to see the letter you write? Because, Aaron, here's what I would do. I'm sure you love your brother. Your brother's got an issue, obviously, if this is his third DUI. If you wrote to the judge and said, listen, I love my brother. He's got a problem, whatever. I don't know. I would write the letter, but I would say what I want to say in it. Honestly, maybe you have to give it to the attorney, and the attorney's going to read your letter and say, no, thanks. We don't want the judge seeing this. I'm just wondering, is anybody but you and the judge going to read this?
Yeah, and if you don't, it just made me think, if you don't send it, will anybody know you didn't send one?
Yeah, I'm assuming the attorney's probably going to be pretty open about who's writing letters. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
your family's going to find out. If you don't write a letter, but say, listen, my brother deserves to sit behind bars for a while and think about what he's done. And I really hope he gets sentenced to rehab as well. However, I love my brother. This is his third offense. And I'm really hopeful that this time he'll get the help he needs, period. I mean, though I don't know. Listen, if it was my sister, I guess I'm assuming she would be feeling pretty awful at this point, and maybe I would write a letter in support of her getting a lesser jail sentence. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. This is a toughie. I say you write a letter, but only you determine what's in that letter. And that way your family's going to be like, oh, cool, he wrote a letter, but they don't know what's in it. Only you do. Is that a solution?
You're looking at me?
It is.
Yeah.
If nobody's going to find out what you wrote, I suppose.
I'll ask Thick first before I lay into my dissertation. Would you write the letter?
No.
Okay.
No, I've lost several people throughout my life to drunk driving, and I don't know why people do it. I mean, I know why they do it, because I think it impairs judgment, and they just think they can drive, and they do it anyway. And it's like I've said this before. Sam Kinison said it. He said, "We're going to drink, we're going to drive, and we're going to get away with it, but you don't always get away with it." And you know, it's better he got caught before he killed somebody.
I would not at all. In fact, I would probably write the opposite of the letter they are looking for. And I know that's tough, because recovery is a tough thing, and I respect the hell out of anybody who's been able to make it through that process and come out better on the other side. But as someone who has been around alcoholics and addicts all of my life, I would not. I would write a very scathing letter, because I watched my parents spend countless thousands of dollars on rehab that doesn't work. And, you know, my stepdad is 50 years sober and has sponsored more guys and help them get their lives right. And even he will tell, comes a point where someone has to hit their own rock bottom, whatever level of rock bottom that is. I would have thought for my sister, a couple of years in jail during Christmas would be that rock bottom. It was not. Everybody's is different. So, you know, I would be honest. And there was a conversation I had with my sister. You think I'm a loser? You're damn right I do. 1,000% I do. Because you have to take the kid gloves off, you have to stop holding your hand, and you have to stop enabling them. And they have to pay for the consequences of their actions, whatever those consequences may be. So I would not write a letter. I would write a very scathing letter opposite to what the attorney would ask for, and probably go, put them in jail. Because if they're in jail, I know they're not drinking, I know they can't get access to anything, and they're going to get forced into sobriety one way or the other. At least for a while. So I would write the polar opposite letter. But that's just me. And I'm an a-hole. So
I don't think so. I think you're actually helping that in that respect.
So I did. I had to say, you know, I need money for... I remember Lauren and I were out there for Christmas one year. I just need money for cat food, and I got to feed my cat. We literally went to the pet store and bought a bag of cat food. Here you go. What? You said you needed money for cat food. Here's your cat food. You know, because the money wasn't for cat food. I didn't fall off the truck yesterday.
Right.
You know, my parents for years. Oh, my electric bill's $400. It's going to get shut off. No, her electric bill's probably $60. She wants the rest.
Well, I think for Aaron, we all agree that you should not compromise your morals here.
Agree. Don't.
No matter how this works out, either write a letter and say what you want to say or don't write a letter. But I think that you should stick to your values.
Yeah, Pam was with you, Kelly. She said, I'd write it, but it wouldn't be what they want to hear.
All right. Would you write the letter? 8:50 on your morning blitz with Vic, Kelly, and Lewis. Blitz Therapy. Aaron in Columbus, difficult situation with his family. Brother convicted of DUI for the third time, waiting to be sentenced. Attorney asked if everyone in the family to write letters to the judge on his behalf, and I seem to be the one who objects, because I don't think my brother deserves leniency. Anytime he gets behind bars is a service to the community. But if I don't write the letter, my brother and my parents will be furious. And I say, stand by your convictions, my brother. Don't do it.
Yeah, Doug said as a person in long-term recovery, let his ass go to jail. It's called tough love. We say JL's institutions and death, not necessarily in that order. This might be the thing that saves his life.
Yeah. Someone else said, write the letter, but don't compromise how you feel. Really feel with your values, and putting your true thoughts in the letter can help arrange those emotions you're feeling about the situation.
So many people loving, Lewis, what you had to say with your own situation, your sister, and really agreeing with you. Car Audio Thomas said, Lewis is a recovering addict. I love the way what you said. Much love and respect. A lot of people echoing that. Really liked what you said, Lewis.
Thanks. Thomas is a good dude. No, my sister, her third one came when she was at a party. It was a cookout, and in the afternoon, they needed to get resupplied. Popped a couple of road pops, and when she pulled into the grocery store, she tore the car door off of a woman's minivan as she was pulling into the parking spot. Thank God she did not injure the woman. But, yeah, there's a lot of people that you have to hit rock bottom, and that rock bottom is different for everybody. What rock bottom might be for you or me might not work. Go ahead.
David Wilson said, write the letter and state, please get my brother the help he needs and put him on the right path to recovery. We've had several like that. Matt also said, write the letter, but ask for counseling and therapy after whatever jail time you deem necessary.
Did you read Carl's? Was in the same position with my son. He's currently sitting, doing his time for OVI. I wrote a letter directly to the judge, and it was not on my son's behalf. I told the judge I felt he needed to learn a hard life lesson and sit some time in jail for sobriety and to reflect on how he got himself there. So that's a real personal one for Carl.
Matt says you can have access to everything in prison. I don't know.
Haven't you ever heard of toilet wine?
I guess. But I know have you guys ever heard of Tent? You guys ever heard of Tent City? Maricopa County in Arizona. It was the sheriff that
Yep.
My sister's been to Tent City twice. Okay, that's where the prison is open air in the heat where you're just outside. Like, it's, almost a prison camp.
Remember Joe Arpaio? He got shouted out at the Trump rally in Phoenix this past weekend because he was at the Trump rally. Sheriff Joe, he was there.
He was a bad man. And doesn't take any crap from people.
Bad MFer.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a tough situation right now. You got to do by your own convictions. And I know, my parents battled it for years. What do you do when your kid, you feel the obligation to keep helping your kid over and over and over and over again? And it's just, addiction's brutal for people who have never gone through it. I feel glad that you haven't had to deal with it because it sucks on a bunch of different levels.
The tone I don't like in this letter we got from Aaron about his brother's third DUI is that his family would be angry with him.
Yeah.
And in that case, your family, they're enabling your brother to kill somebody. They're enabling that if they're mad at you for sticking to your convictions here and not writing a letter.
It's a tough one. Feel for you on this one, Aaron. I truly do.
If you need a little Blitz therapy, any topic you want, if you just want some, unbiased opinions, advice, doesn't mean it'll be right, but we're not, it's not a family or emotional connection. Sometimes you just want to get a stranger's thoughts on your situation.
See what Philip said? Mom, recovering addict. My parents were enablers of mine for a while till they had enough. When I got arrested, they sided with the judge and other jail time in court. Drug court saved my life. Shed new light on the judges and police and probation officers as people who don't punish just to put people in jail. He's like, I've now got over 6 years and clean. Good for you, Phil. All right.
So email thickrick@theblitz.com if you want to get in on some Blitz therapy.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Authorities believe a pipe bomb is behind an explosion inside a pickup truck yesterday on the south side. Emergency crews called to the 2300 block of South 6th Street shortly before 1:30 p.m. Columbus Fire Battalion Chief Jeff Geiter says 3 men who were detained at a nearby home were questioned and released without being charged. Is it wild that you could be driving down the road and there is a van or a pickup truck with a pipe bomb in it and you don't even know? This thing exploded yesterday. Wild, dude. That is what's going on the roadways. All right, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will sit with CNN for their first joint interview tomorrow night. Dana Bash will conduct the interview, and it'll air at 9 p.m. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has added RFK Jr. and former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard to his presidential transition team. An Indiana man has admitted to putting MDMA, cocaine, and benzos into his wife's Coca-Cola. So eventually it would kill her. He did it 12 times, he said. It would kill her, and then he could go on and marry her 31-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. Now, apparently this 71-year-old man, Alfred Ruff, was getting it on regularly with the daughter and her friend. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, so this guy's like, well, I don't know what this is, but this is like heavenly, and I'm definitely getting rid of my wife so I can get more of that. So the daughter ends up giving him this powdery mixture of MDMA, cocaine, and benzos.
Oh, she was in on it.
She was in on it. Because she's like, hey, as long as we're going to do this, let's get the life insurance money.
Jeez.
So here's how he got busted. His conscience got the best of him. He did one of the doses into her Coca-Cola, and she starts feeling lousy. And he's like, couldn't handle the guilt trip. And she was like, is there something in my Coke? Like, she was like, this is weird. And he's like, all right, I did it.
Wow.
She calls 911. The sheriff's department comes. She hands over the Coke can. They cut it open. There's all this like powdery off-white sludge in the bottom of her Coke can. They end up testing her blood. They found all the drugs in her system.
Jeez.
And this guy's going to prison for 4 years. Now, as far as the daughter and her friend, they're facing some type of potential charges, but they haven't charged them with anything yet. But wild story. I didn't know you went that way in Indiana, man. Didn't know it. Those are your 3 things.
Wow.